We're going to continue our look at rounding today. We're going to have a look at rounding if we had to do a calculation and rounding in context as well. Okay, so when we're doing calculations, sometimes we'll need to round our answer. Sometimes we'll get told what we need to round our answer to. Sometimes we won't, and we need to use a little bit of common sense. For example, if you're rounding money, then you must round to 2 decimal places because money is always given in 2 decimal places. If you're calculating something and it's talking about the number of people or the number of whole things, we need to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, let's have a look then at this one question. Okay, so my question is 17 divided by 5. But we don't always just need to get asked 17 divided by 5. We can get asked that in lots of different ways. So we could have the question, 17 people need to go home from a party by taxi. Each taxi can hold 5 people. How many taxis do you need? Grandma has £17 in her purse and she wants to share it out among her 5 grandchildren. How much will they each get? A plate of cakes holds 5 cakes. If I bake 17 cakes, how many plates can I fill and how many will be left over? I have 17 metres of curtain material and I need to make 5 curtains. How long will each curtain be? Okay, so 4 different questions there, and all of them want us to do the sum 17 divided by 5, but they all might have slightly different answers. Yeah. So let's start by getting our answer to 17 divided by 5 then. 17 divided by 5 would be, move that calculator over a wee bit so you can see the full screen. Okay, 17 divided by 5, if you have a Casio calculator like this, it will bring it up just as a fraction. You've then got this SD button which changes it into a decimal. So 17 divided by 5 is 3.4. Okay, but let's see what our answers are going to be to each of these questions. Right, we'll start with the taxi one. 17 people need to get home by taxi. Each taxi can hold 5 people. How many taxis do you need? Now 3.4, if we were using normal rules of rounding, it would round to 3 taxis. If it was 3 taxis, then only 15 people get home, 2 would be left at the party. Now, you might be quite happy about that, but the fact that they phoned a taxi to get home suggests they actually want to get there. So although our normal rules, our mathematical rules of rounding say that we need to round this to 3, our common sense tells us that we would need 4 taxis. Second one, Grandma has £17 in her purse. How much is each person going to get? We never really see an amount of 3.4, although I have started to see them some places in different menus and things. But we really shouldn't be. It should be £3.40. Plate of cakes holds 5 cakes. How many plates can I fill? I can fill 3 whole cakes. No, not cakes, plates. 3 plates. 3 5s are 15. I've got 17 altogether. So I would also have 2 left over. I can think of a very good way of getting rid of those 2 cakes. Okay, next one. We have 17 metres of curtain material. I want to make 5 curtains. It's because I was saying 5 and writing 5. Each curtain could be 3.4 metres. That one I can just take my answer. Okay. What I want to have a look at then is just doing some calculations and rounding them. So getting used to looking at the answer on the calculator and rounding it. So the answers to these first ones are just going to be to 1 decimal place. So please don't just sit and watch this. Get your calculator out, try it. Gives you a good idea of how your calculator works. Gives you a good idea of any problems with your calculator. Okay, some of the new calculators are starting to do some strange things. Let me know if you don't agree with any of my answers. It's 19 over 6. Comes out as 3.16666666. I'm looking for an answer to 1 decimal place, so I just want 1 number after the point. My second number is a 6, so that's going to round up to 3.2. B, we've got 32 over 45. Now a fraction like that just means divide, so we're doing 32 divided by 45, which is 0.711111. To 1 decimal place that would be 0.7. Second number here is a 1, so that just stays as a 7. C, we've got 8.4, that didn't work very well, 8.432 divided by 0.34, which is 24.8. Now that one is already at 1 decimal place. Okay, makes no difference though. You just write it down and keep going. Just means we didn't need to round. D, we're doing 9.324 times 2.432. That gives me 22.675, 9 and so on to 1 decimal place. That would be 22.7. Second number is 7, that's going to push that 6 up to a 7. E, we've got 56.7, try again, 56.7 times 0.432. It comes out at 24.4944. To 1 decimal place, that'd be 24.5. Last one then, 123.43 divided by 45.3. It's 2.7247. 2.7247, so to 1 decimal place would be 2.7. Okay, so your rounding doesn't change just because we do a calculation before it. It's still the exact same as the rounding that we did when we were just rounding our numbers. It's just putting that extra step in of using our calculator first. Okay. Rounding to 2 decimal places, same idea. We do our calculations, but this time I want an answer to 2 decimal places. That comes out as 36.16666. I've forgotten what that answer is already. 36. To 1 decimal place, nope, to 2 decimal places. 36.17, that's 6, rounds that 6 up to a 7. B, we're doing 313 divided by 7, which is 44.714. I'm just going to start rounding these on the calculator now. So we've got 44.714, third number is 4, that's going to stay the same, so it's going to be 44.71. C, 6.832 divided by 0.341. That's 20.035 to 2 decimal places. That's 1, 2, 3. That 5 is going to push that 3 up to the 4, so 20.04. D, 9.614 times 5.472. 52.6078, so there's my third number after the points. It's going to push that 0 up to a 1, so we get 52.61. E, 46.72, I missed my point again, times 0.432, it's 20.183, so that's 3. Can't do anything to that 8, so it stays as 20.18. Last one, 723.43 divided by 145.3, which is 4.978. There's my third number, which is an 8. Oh, that's going to push that 7 up to an 8, so we get 4.98. Okay, I'll leave you to try some of these then. As ever, any problems, please get in touch.